Several years ago, we bought an old upright piano from an elementary school for around $100. We put it to good use helping the family learn music, and when we moved to Rexburg, Idaho over 10 years ago, we brought the piano with us. The friends and family that helped us move found the heavy piano to be the biggest challenge. Not long after our move, we decided to relocate the piano again, this time down a long flight of stairs into the basement. I recruited a large crew of family and friends to help and prayed that no one would hurt their back. The stairway was narrow enough to make it very challenging. I jokingly promised those who had come to help that this was the piano's final resting place. However, over the years as our family grew, we realized that our small home required us to use every square foot of space efficiently, and we decided to replace the large piano with a much smaller electric keyboard that had pretty good sound. We found a good home for the piano with some friends with small children, and now needed to confront the challenge of moving it out of the basement. I was afraid to ask my family and friends to help again, knowing that even though several years had passed, they still remembered the previous move. That's when ideas began to stir inside my inventive mind. I made the goal to design and build a contraption that would allow my 11-year-old daughter to move the heavy piano up the stairs by herself. My son Hiram and I worked together on this exciting project during the winter of 2015, and on Saturday, March 21st, the device was completed and 11-year-old Lydia moved the piano up the stairs by herself. I decided to make this video to document our fun accomplishment and demonstrate the innovative device that we developed. Here's a CAD model showing the two halves of the piano dolly. An electric winch is mounted to one side, which provides the muscle for moving the piano upstairs, as you will see in a moment. You will notice that each consists of two forks to support the weight of the piano, as well as two hubs. The hubs rotate about their centers, which enables the dolly to climb stairs smoothly. Each hub has 3 omni wheels. An omni wheel not only rotates in this direction, which allows the dolly to move forward and backward, but it also contains small rollers around the perimeter that rotate in this direction, which allow the dolly to move side to side. I purchased the Omni wheels from the Rotocaster company located in Australia. Here's a simulation from their website demonstrating how they work. The bearings in the center of the wheel allow them to roll backward and forward. The small rollers around the perimeter allow the wheels to move side to side. The combination of these two directions enable the Omni wheels to move smoothly in very complex ways. This is an assembly simulation which shows how 3 of these Omni wheels are attached to each rotating hub on the piano dolly. 2 larger bearings are pressed into the center of the hub, which is then placed on a shaft and held in place with a snap ring, allowing the hub to rotate about its center. Here you can see how the design of this hub really does handle stairs quite smoothly. This stair-climbing piano dolly is also self-loading. It's designed to work with upright pianos that can weigh up to 800 pounds. Here is a simulation that will demonstrate the self-loading feature of the dolly. Imagine that this is an upright piano. The 2 halves of the dolly are placed at opposite ends of the piano like this. One side has an electric winch. The cable from this winch is drawn out and connected to the opposite side. When the winch is turned on, the cable is drawn inward, which causes the dollies to move toward the center. As they move, the piano is lifted by the forks of the dolly. When the bottom corners of the piano are directly over the pivot point of the hub, the forks are forced to snap into a horizontal position. The piano is held between these corners of the dolly, which are beyond the pivot points, so that the piano's own weight holds the forks of the dolly horizontally. Tie-down straps are then placed to keep the piano and the dollies connected to each other. Here you can see my old upright piano that needed to be moved out of the basement. You can also see on the far right side the electric keyboard that we purchased to replace this old piano. The 2 halves of the piano dolly have been placed at both ends of the piano. This is my 11-year-old daughter Lydia, who will be moving the piano up the stairs for us. The first thing that she will do is pull the release on the winch that allows the cable spool to free spin, so that the cable can be pulled out and connected to the dolly on the other end of the piano. The hook just slides into the end of the fork tube. When the button is pushed in to draw in the winch cable, we can see how the self-loading feature works. As the dollies are pulled toward the center, you can see that they really do lift the piano onto themselves pretty smoothly. And when the piano gets to the top, you can see that the forks really do pop into the horizontal position. Ratcheting tie-down straps are then placed around the piano and the dolly to hold the two together. Then we simply wheel the piano over to the base of the staircase. Then we disconnect the hook from the piano dolly and pull the cable up the stairs. When we reach the top of the stairs, we clip the hook onto the anchor bar. The anchor bar is braced against the side walls, and we put some boards to protect the walls. I actually nailed these boards to the floor for safe measure, just in case the side walls couldn't hold the load. After I pulled the boards up, you couldn't even tell that they had been nailed down. The carpet covered everything nicely. Now we just let the winch pull the piano up the stairs for us. The winch had plenty of muscle, and the stair climbing wheels really did work. We purposely designed the device with the winch on the bottom side of the piano so that it would continue pulling it up after it had reached the top of the stairs. I did have to help it a little at the end to get the back wheels over the anchor bar after the winch had pulled it as far as it could. After we got it to the top of the stairs, we pushed it back and forth and side to side to prove that the Omni wheels really did work and it didn't mar up the vinyl floor at all. In all, this turned out to be a very fun learning experience for my son Hiram and I, as well as for the whole family.